Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the recap of The Walking Dead universe. We are here live every week to discuss the latest episodes. You can catch our recaps at any time, available on most major podcast platforms. Subscribe for free in the app of your choice, including YouTube. For those of you joining us live tonight, thanks for being here and taking time out of your evening. I'm Tamara Ford, and I love a good TV show and a good book, of course. If you'd like to reach out to me, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at The Recap Pods. And if you're into books, you can also find me at Shelf Addiction. Joining me is show co-host Lisa. Welcome, Lisa.
Hello, Tamara. Hello, everyone. Excuse me. My name is Lisa Orban. I am an author. I'm also the founder of Indies United Publishing House, and I love all things pop culture. You can find me pretty much everywhere online at Lisa Orban Author.
Nice. But before we get going, we want to remind you that we'd love your participation in this conversation. So if you are listening live on YouTube or Facebook, hit us up in the comment section. If you're catching this on a replay, you can still comment on any platform, or you can call in using the voicemail link in the show notes. We want to hear from you and possibly include your comments in upcoming episodes. If you are new to the podcast, we are laid back in our review style, right, Lisa?
Absolutely. This is a conversation, not a dissertation.
Yeah, no scene by scene breakdowns. We jump around a lot, and huge spoiler alert for everything up to yesterday's episode, including all the shows.
Oh, yeah. Everything. And
Yeah,
we don't watch ahead, even though we can.
I know. We're good about that. And we jump all around. So, be prepared to hear anything. And if you're cool with that, this is the place for you. And we should just jump right on in because I think there's a good amount of stuff to talk about tonight. What do you think?
Oh, yeah. The feeling of this episode is we're getting the band back together.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I liked it. I thought I love that there were so many different things going on. We got to see so many different aspects of, different sides of the story.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. It was a good episode.
Well, and you can see how they're all kind of starting to dovetail into each other.
Mm-hmm.
We're no longer just this scattered group all over the place. Everyone's starting to kind of see their small corner of it, and they're starting to share that information.
Yeah.
So it's getting, kind of like the list of names that was given to Connie.
Mm-hmm.
Now we understand why. These are people that have been more than likely used by either the Miltons or Lance, or
right.
both. And then we've got, Mercer, who, while talking to his sister is like, oh, no, this isn't, you need to stay out of this. And, just go back to your blindness, as he's grappling with the things that he's done.
Yeah. He wants to save her from that, but she's like, I'm not a kid.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to do that. But
and it was good to see him and Princess together.
okay, so first, before we get too into the weeds, I love that they told us his name is Michael, aka Mike.
Yeah.
Because his sister called him Michael, Princess called him Mike. Now I would love to know, are we going to keep calling him Mercer, or are we going to start calling him Mike?
I'm going to call him that really big guy when I forget his name all the time.
That really big muscly guy, because we got to see him working out and showing off all the muscles.
The one in the red suit muscly guy.
Yeah.
I want everyone to be impressed that I have so far remembered names at the beginning of this episode. Look at me go.
Yay, winning.
So, and I mean, but like I said, and then we also had, we had Ezekiel. We find out what he's been up to during his recovery, and that's pretty awesome. And who's going to come to look at the animal, shelter?
It's a good hiding spot.
It is. It's being hidden in plain sight, and it makes sense to have some medical supplies there for veterinary reasons.
Right.
And if people are hearing weird noises, well, they've got goats.
Yes, and now they've stolen, supplies, so they've got, painkillers and everything else, so it should be okay.
Well, and then when they were trying to sneak out and they ran into the troops, and then who gets called? Carol.
Oh my God. Look, Carol, like we have always said, Carol is the person to have on your team. She is so like the CIA. She breaks into everything. She's like the sleeper cell everywhere.
exactly. Here,
Yeah.
have some cookies.
Yeah.
And and because and he had no idea, what she was doing or anything, but she showed up, she's like, "I took care of it, took care of it."
I know, I'm like,
Um,
"Leave it to Carol to have to bail you guys out of trouble," but, thank goodness.
well, but now we also know that not only is Carol just doing favors for Lance at this point, now she has pull.
Yeah, she has influence.
She's basically telling these soldiers what to do.
Right. Which
Um,
means that Lance has given her authority and
yeah,
everyone knows it. They know it.
exactly.
That's her new
Um,
job, quote unquote, you know?
yeah, I think she's kind of become, oh, he's gonna regret this so much. Like his right hand man, so to speak, his lieutenant, I would
Yeah.
guess. Well, it's really nice to know that someone can see the big picture like me. You know,
Yes. She's definitely risen the ranks really fast with no training. Here you
yeah.
go. Here's the job just for you.
It's probably a good thing he didn't ask her what she was before the apocalypse.
Oh,
I was an abused housewife.
she probably
Yeah,
would have lied.
oh, I'm sure. I worked for the CIA.
Right.
Um, something, but yeah, and it's interesting because Carol is he has seen that she can be dangerous, but I don't think he understands how dangerous Carol is.
No, because he's seeing what he wants to see, to be honest. He wants someone on his side. He wants someone to commiserate with.
Mhm.
And so I think that's making him a little bit too lackadaisical about her. He thinks that she's going to be loyal, but he can't tell yet that she's not.
Well, I mean, and, think about it. Carol is very good at self-effacement. Blending in, getting lost in the corners. She can talk very soft and very meek.
But he's not
Um,
listening. She's
eh,
talking meekly, but he's not listening to the questions she's asking him.
yeah, exactly. Well,
Yeah.
I don't think he's putting it together because Lance he's cunning, but he's not smart.
Yeah. I get that.
So he's looking at her, and I think he's seeing, you know, birds of a feather kind of thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, oh well, look, she's someone that is probably not well thought of before, and I think she thinks she's money, or not money, but power hungry.
Mhm.
Um, I think I don't think he really quite understands the relationship between Ezekiel and her. I don't think he understands the relationship between anyone from the outer colonies, I guess is what we're going to call them now.
Yeah, I would agree because he's pretty dense. Although she did help them escape, right? When they stole the money. And she came
Hmm.
and told him, "Hey, I had to help my friends out.
Yeah,
We barely escaped." And he still is not getting, the importance of that. Like he didn't assign that to her.
yeah.
She
Well,
went
but
off and did it.
I think here's the thing though. She didn't come accusing him, and when he was like, "Oh yes, oh he finally did it, thank God," she went, "Oh, you knew,"
Mhm.
but she didn't get visibly angry. Okay, because he's used to people, being a little more on the surface with their emotions.
Mhm.
It's not like, well, take the former CIA guy. Let's face it. You could watch everything going across his face, and the threats were, you know, beat you in the face with a baseball bat kind of, subtlety.
Yeah, he's a hammer.
Yeah, and he is
Mhm.
so used to everything being a hammer. He is not used to someone being, slick.
Yeah, she's got like surgical precision. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like he's not listening to how what she's asking. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
she is very kind and smooth in her delivery, but she's asking you why are they doing that? Who else is, the important questions that
Mm-hmm.
you want to know when you're digging for information. Those are things that, interviewers are good at.
Mm-hmm.
People who write news stories are good at. You don't really know that you got for the information until after they've already left with it.
Exactly. So he's seeing a kindred spirit in her. And so he's he's like, "Oh, well, she didn't get mad." And she went, "Oh, okay, I understand. So it's all good. As
Also
far as he's
delusional.
concerned, it's all good."
Of course, not for long though, I don't think, but we'll
Oh
see.
God, no.
Yeah.
And then and then we've got him out in the woods traipsing around. He's pretty mad right now at Father Gabriel and Aaron.
Aaron, yeah.
Hey, look at me go!
Let me just say that scene was like pretty funny at the beginning. Like I kind of had a chuckle when
I
he's
did.
like, "You mean to tell me this is what happened?" And they're looking at each other like, "Well, yeah, kind of. That's about it." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Wow, you
Well, they
two,
kind of give each other this look, and then there's this kind of half smile. It's almost a smirk across. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. And then you're looking at Daryl back there, kind of shaking, doing a little silent half shake.
yeah,
And he knows this is all bullshit. He knows that's bullshit. They're
mm-hmm,
good. Okay, they're good. Don't get me wrong. Okay, they're not that good.
mm-hmm,
Um, or at least I don't think. I don't know. They could be, but I don't think they're quite you know that good. But he's like, all right, because no matter what's going on, Daryl is gonna be on their side,
yeah."
no matter what he's doing. And I've also noted, is it just me, or is Daryl always continuously out of uniform, and he's the only
Okay,
one?
I'm glad you mentioned that because okay, first, let me just say I can't believe they're allowing that because okay, think of that guy that disappeared. He got kicked out of his rank for getting punched in the face, right? That's so
Hmm.
come on. But Daryl, for some reason, he can just trot around here taking off his full entire uniform anytime he feels like it.
Yeah, I mean, they keep telling him, "Don't you? Aren't you supposed to be in uniform?" And he
Right.
gets back in it, but then he keeps coming back out of it.
Like
Yeah,
completely, like pants and all gone. It's like,
yeah.
wouldn't you get some kind of like write up or something for doing that? Like,
And they're just they're just really. And
yeah.
but and then and you can see I think Lance partly he did it because he was pissed, and partly because he was curious. He's like, all right, you two, yeah, you two take care of all these walkers if you're that good. um and they were that good, without guns, well, except for the one bullet that Daryl shot, but he got two with it. um they took care of that whole herd. I mean, it was a small one, don't get me wrong, but you know they did it.
You can tell that he was not entirely surprised, but just slightly surprised.
Yeah.
You
and
know,
and and I think for him it maybe reinforced, well, maybe you know uh, because you've seen, okay, these the rest of they're the regular shock troops, I guess we'll call them. um they don't necessarily do well when they're on their own. They do well when they have guns. They do well when they're told what to do. They are good soldiers, not necessarily good survivors.
yeah. Well, their
Um,
training has been different, right? So their training has been in highly controlled situations.
mhm.
Their training has not been out on the road like life or death. So
Well, I mean,
they're
we had that scene. What was it? It was 3 episodes ago, maybe. And it's you saw two of the troopers, and they're basically being overrun by a couple of walkers, and they're just losing their minds. And then Mercer has to come in,
mhm,
and he cleans everything up.
mhm.
But it seems like these guys, if it's anything outside of what they have immediately trained for, um, they're not good. You
No.
know?
I mean, what makes them mighty is their numbers and their guns, right?
Mm-hmm.
Individually and in small groups on their own. I mean, obviously, Leah's taking their asses out one by one.
Yeah.
So it's not that hard. They not that strong. I mean, they're not that good at anything, honestly, apparently.
Yeah. And so and then we get, over to Hilltop, and we get the beginning, that very first scene that we had at the beginning of this,
It
the
all
middle
comes
part.
around
It
to
all
the
comes
preview
around.
that we saw, that we knew from the very second we saw it was a misdirect. We knew that
Hmm.
wasn't gonna be what as it appeared in the trailer. Um,
Exactly.
but that whole visit, that entire visit was like a fiasco. Like, what it's like, okay, so Lance, he knew they were lying, but he just
Hmm.
didn't have like the smoking, gun or whatever. So
Right.
he went there with intent to find something to prove that they were lying.
Right. Well, I mean, it wasn't just the lying. I think he was at first convinced that they had taken the guns. It was Hilltop that did it. That they took, or not necessarily, what the guns and whatever was in that, you know, uh, baggage train. But he didn't,
Okay.
so he's probably. I mean, as far as he knows, Hilltop could have been coordinating with this other group. You know, he has no idea. He has no idea the connections that have truly been made out there. He's making assumptions.
He is
So,
making a lot because he knew that group didn't have it because, old boy before he died told him like, look, they can't have them. I mean, he went through so much trauma there.
hmm,
He would have found them if they had them.
yeah. Well, and then once everyone was gone and they searched the whole place, there was no evidence of him either.
Right.
So, and at this point, anything Lance can do to bring down Maggie and her group, he's going to try. Because as far as he's concerned, she is an obstacle.
Yeah, he's got bigger obstacles now because now he's dragging Gabriel and Aaron around with him. He won't let them
Hmm.
go back for clear reasons, right? You can't go
Right.
back there. Now he's got Daryl looking at him sideways. He's got bigger problems than Maggie,
Hmm.
whether or not he knows it yet.
Well, and when he found, Herschel's hat, or technically Glenn's hat, um, he knows that kid was there.
Oh, he tried to comfort him. You know what? I knew it. I was like, Herschel is like his mother. You
Yeah.
are not going to trip him up. You're not going to do it. I mean,
Mm-mm.
he's faced off with freaking Negan, who was much scarier than you.
Hmm.
Some little mean talking words to him. He's not going to sweat. He's not going to cave.
No, no. But of
No.
course, everyone is, particularly in Maggie's group that's been with her for long, for quite a while, extremely protective over Herschel.
Mhm.
And um, as soon as they saw Herschel being hassled, that was it.
Yeah.
Done. And you can see which side Daryl took. You
Yeah.
know,
I
it
mean,
wasn't the Commonwealth.
it's the whole thing of, how people get about their kids, right? Stay
Hmm.
away from people's kids. This is my community's kids, community kids. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? You're an outsider. Stay away from them.
right. I mean,
Period.
this really is a case where they are. It is taking a village to raise a child. It takes all of them, and we've seen before in the past that if a parent dies, other people are stepping in and taking these children, and there's no question about these kids are not left orphans.
Right.
They are. There is other family that's always going to take them in. Um, Something that the Commonwealth doesn't seem to have.
No, no. I mean, because even within the Commonwealth, when it's time for school, today on this day, Carol walks the kids to school, RJ
Right.
and Judith or Jude,
Mm-hmm.
wherever she's going by, you know. So it's like, they're always going to take care of each other, and especially the kids. And if it's too bad for him that he is unable to recognize the bonds that keep them together,
Right.
because even though they're not like outwardly saying these are my people, I stick with my people, how they're acting, what I'm saying, reinforces that they are still together and they're not on team, Commonwealth.
Commonwealth.
They're on their
Yeah.
own team.
Well, and I am wondering because, like, we had that one woman last week. She's like, I have two kids. I was
Yeah.
trying, and all I can wonder is, I wonder what happens to the kids in that community.
Hopefully she has some family or like someone like family that could have
Mhm.
them. Otherwise, I don't know. Maybe they have like an orphanage or something
Yeah,
there.
I'm wondering if they have, like, orphanages or something there, which, I'm pretty sure as far as everyone outside of the Commonwealth would probably be horrified by. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
orphanages are old world. Well, we're trying to set up the old world back. Well, that's not a great one. Do we
No.
have to bring that one back?
I mean, but if you look at that huge list of people that went missing,
Mhm.
there's gotta be more kids that got abandoned or, their parents are gone. Their caregiver is gone.
Right.
That's a lot of people.
It is. I mean, now again, it's 50,000 people inside the Commonwealth. And that list of what, 25, 30 names? It's a lot of people, don't get me wrong. But out of 50,000 people, not
It's a
so
blip,
much.
but
It's a
yeah.
blip.
But if half those people had kids, half of them,
Mhm.
you got 12 kids running around here without parents or a parent or a caregiver.
Mhm.
What are you gonna do with
So,
them?
I don't know.
They can't
Because
be on the street.
we really haven't seen a lot of families. The only families that we've really seen are from the Alexandrians and stuff.
Well, we've
You have
seen kids. They were at the fair thing that they had going
yeah,
on. So
but we're
they're there, but
they're
we just
there, but
yeah.
we haven't been really introduced to what family is there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Other than the I think the only other outside comment was from that one waitress when she's like, I would my child will never be able to taste these, talking about the fruit. Um, she'll never have these things.
yeah, I don't think we'll ever get into it that deep with the Commonwealth because I'm getting a strong like feeling that the writers, the show, they want us to see the Commonwealth as the villains, period. Hard
Yeah.
stop. So why would they let us peek behind the curtain and see the good stuff?
Well,
We're only hearing about the bad stuff.
but the thing of it is we're not really given an overall bad. I mean, we're seeing we're being Mike Mercer. Look at me go. We're seeing that for as stoic as he is, he knows that there is something rotten, and but he's looking at it as I'm trying to keep 50,000 people safe, and I
As
don't know
much
what
as he
else.
can.
Right, because I you can see. You can see that he's angry because he doesn't know what else to do. He wants to do something, he doesn't know what to do. Um, but then you get, we're seeing like the doctor, we're seeing all those people that were there at the helping out at the zoo with, not just sick people, but there was other, nurses and interns there at, helping Ezekiel out before they ever brought the doctor in. And, so you're seeing that these people want to help. And the comment that was made is, we've very much gotten to the point where the doctor says, we've gotten to the point where we don't want to upset the apple cart because the apple cart's keeping us safe.
Mhm.
But then he goes,
Exactly.
it would be really nice if we could have both. So
Well, maybe
we've got we've got this distinct line between, the lances of this community and the regular people of this community. You know what I mean?
well, not
Um,
just that. Like, when not Princess, when what's her face? What's his sister's name? What's Mercer's sister's Max? When Max was talking to him, she was kind of telling him like he was more than just someone trying to protect them. He
mhm.
has influence. People look up to him. Hey, look, your posters on the wall,
Right.
you
You're a
can
hero.
rally people. They will listen to you kind of thing. So she's putting those seeds in his ear, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So maybe he'll be something else, maybe
Yeah.
he's not destined
Well,
to just be the top soldier. Maybe he's going to do something else.
and I think part of it is too is with this whole the way that they've had the Commonwealth set up. These are people that have not struggled on the outside. I mean, they may have struggled, but it has not been what the Alexandrians have been through. What a lot of the recent immigrants, I guess you could call them, have gone through. They're still the old way of thinking is still very natural and familiar to them because they have never experienced anything else, because the whole goal of this place in the very beginning is getting it back to the way things used to be, the old rules, the old things. So they've never really had a chance to step outside of a society that didn't have money, that communally took care of each other, that, you know, had different goals and aspirations, you know, than the old, this world that we have now. So it's not, I don't think they're chafing against it quite as much as the newcomers, because they've
That's
never
all they've
known anything
known.
else.
That's all they've known. So, yeah, I mean, something very drastic has to happen for most people to just totally break out of something that they've lived in for a long, long time, probably since the beginning, right? Most of them, some of them.
Right.
So, that's comforts,
Yeah.
reliability, things that people left Hilltop because they wanted.
Yeah.
They wanted to wake up and go to work and have a routine and know the day would be the same every
Hmm.
day.
Have alarm
So,
clocks and electricity and hot and
y-
cold running water and
yes,
showers.
it
You know, these
takes
are
certain kind of person to walk away from that because they think there's a little bit of, things going on suspect, if you don't
right.
look at it, you don't see it. Like, don't look that way. Just don't look at it
Yeah, they have
kind of
ice
thing.
cream. Come on.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's
And cake.
and cake and cookies.
Yeah.
And I mean, those are significant things for people that have, you know, been known to eat horse and roadkill, and, you know, have done some really terrible things to survive.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, the people that have been on the outside, you know, again, nobody's hands are clean anymore. None of them. Even in a lot of the cases, the kids, their hands are not clean.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was survival. It was near them, but it doesn't make it any less significant compared to the people that have lived inside the walls of the Commonwealth. For the most part, unless you're a soldier, you know, you don't kill people. You don't have to kill to survive. You don't have to eat bugs.
Right.
They've never had to hide from walkers. It's a very different, it's a very different world. It's the old world, and
Yeah.
with all of its faults.
Honestly, and that's why it's going to take someone like Mercer to convince them that the world they're living in isn't what they think it is.
Yeah,
No outsider is going to come in and tell them that.
right. And they need someone recognizable. Mercer's it.
Yeah.
He will. Honestly, at this point, it wouldn't surprise me if it at the end of this season that he is not the leader of the Commonwealth.
Hmm.
That they've replaced, the Mercers and the Lances, and he does, with the help of, these outsiders, with Princess and, Carol and Father Gabriel and them, manages to make changes.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how all of this piggybacks around to like Pamela though. Like, how everyone's like, "Oh, her son is the worst. He's doing all this stuff." And obviously Lance is fully aware of what he's doing. He's helping him do
Mm-hmm.
it.
Yeah.
But how will this like piggyback to her? Because I think right now, when I think Max and Eugene were kind of talking about it, or even Rosita, when it was Rosita and Eugene and, Kelly and Connie were talking
Connie.
about it, it made it seem like, well, what are their family? Like it's
Mm-hmm.
Pamela and her son, but is it? Like we talked earlier in the beginning of part 2, like what does Pamela actually know? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like she seems like she thinks she knows what's going on, but she actually doesn't. She doesn't know how awful her son is actually. She doesn't
But
know everything he's doing.
no, but I will say this. She is his son. Yeah, I mean, or she is his mother.
Yeah,
This is her son. And obviously she had a hand in raising him.
she did, but I think a lot
And
of people raise kids that they think are normal and they turn out to be serial killers. So,
yeah,
I mean,
that is true. Um,
Yeah.
But I know she's frustrated with him. You can cut him off, which has started this domino of things going on. And I really kind of think the moment that she cut her son off, that's when a lot of this stuff really started picking up in other areas. Um,
Hmm.
because the going and getting the cash and the other things that Lance has been doing, and I think he's been doing in conjunction with, what is the son's name? I don't remember his name.
Yeah, I don't know. His name was like right on the tip of my tongue, but that's
Till
how
I
come I
asked.
keep saying the son. Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
sure they'll tell us in the comments.
Oh,
Hey,
I'm
you
sure.
guys, while we're talking about this topic, I want to know if you think that Pamela is fully aware of her son's shenanigans, put a 1 in the comments. If you think Pamela is oblivious to most of what's going on in her community, put a 2 in the comments. I want to know. I'm curious.
Yeah.
It'll take a
Yeah.
couple of seconds for them to catch up with us. So,
Yeah. I mean, I don't think she is completely oblivious, but I think she is blind to a lot of what's going on because she doesn't want to see.
mhm, mhm. Let's see. We got all 2 so far. 2,
Twos.
2, 2, 2.
Twos for the win so far. So yeah, I
Yeah,
think, and I agree with them. I think I don't think she's entirely oblivious, but I don't think she is very insulated.
she is.
Um, but at the same time, this is of her own making too. When she was talking to Maggie, she's like, "Well, I deserve to have a better house. I deserve to have nicer things. I work hard." And Maggie's looking at her going, "Everybody works hard." You know.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, I don't know. I'm curious to see. I just don't think it's going to be as simple as them saying, like, raid the mansion, kick
Right.
her out. I don't think it's going to be that simple because I don't think, like, yeah, she's like most politicians, right? They all a little bit crooked, but I don't think she's like bad per se, at least not yet.
Not that it's been rubbed in our nose. The
Yep.
bad is Lance. He is the designated bad guy at this point.
Yeah. Hmm. We shall see because now Max has agreed. She goes and she talks to Eugene and she's like, okay, what do I need to steal?
Mm-hmm.
What do you want? I'm going to help you. She's I guess broken out of her spell fully
Mm-hmm.
and she's about it. So I'm like, oh, okay. So question, do you believe Eugene and Max as a relationship? I'm just curious. Like this whole time we've known they've been talking, they had a connection, and then for him not to be with her for so long, and now it's like, I don't know.
I
Tell me what you think about them.
I think they're gonna have a connection no matter what. I think that's gonna be the plan, is for these two to be together. Um, but I don't know. I mean, I can see from the point of view of her going, "You didn't know it wasn't me," but I also look at Eugene, and Eugene he is very smart when it comes to a lot of really abstract ideas, um, putting things together mechanically. But when it comes to people, he is dumb. Yeah.
That I'm sorry, that kiss was awkward and not cute in my opinion. It was kind of like, I guess we should kiss now. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's there was like on the flip side, when you see Princess and, Mercer together, I believe that. I believe
Yeah.
it. They
Well,
seem like they're really into each other, right?
yeah. But
Um,
I also think part of I mean, we've got, when it comes to Eugene and Max, I mean, we have got two incredibly socially inept people who are, who have very little interpersonal social skills, that they're just awkward, period.
but in my mind, they should be just awkwardly cute together.
Yeah.
Like y'all both awkward, but y'all cute. I think that's what I would be envisioning. you
Yeah.
know? They're not smooth or anything, but
Nah. Although I do want to say I really do like Mercer and Princess together. I like them together.
yeah.
And and so in the first scene of the two of them together, they're in bed, they're kind of playing verbal footsie, and and it's cute. But then the second time we really see them is after Mercer is having his struggle, and
Mhm.
she's been aware of this. She's like, I can listen, I can
Yeah.
listen. And then she does. I mean, she listens to him, and he tells her what he's done, and she's like, okay,
Mhm. Mhm.
that, and that's it. Let's go in my apartment, let's talk. And I think because I think he really was trying to push to see if what she would say, because he's like, and I do it again. Well, that's
Yeah.
fair. All right, well, let's find out why.
Oh, well,
you know
also said, it's been a really long time since I had any kind of relationship, basically, where
hmm
I could like count on someone and talk to someone. Yeah, he's had sex. They've established that, right? They've
right.
been getting it in somehow, but he's never had like someone, at least what recent history will say, that he could actually, work stuff out with. And
Yeah.
I wondered how you would take to that, because I remember you telling me you liked Princess when she was more quirky, more loud, more other things, and she is not that way anymore. Not really.
No, she's not. It does make me sad. But I
Yeah.
do like her and Mercer together. And I she's you can see the sub layer of the old princess when she's with him.
Mhm.
Not the full blown over the top personality, but you can see the intensity. I mean, we have established this, we probably like the second episode with her, that she is one very observant. She's very good at figuring people out, things out, situations out. When they were sitting there, after they'd been captured, and they were in the cages, she could tell the soldiers apart. She picked up all these things, and everyone else is looking at her going, "How do you know this?" You know, so she's her being observant, and noticing these little things with him is very much in character for her.
Mhm.
She's probably put together quite a bit more, but she has not said anything because that's not the kind of person she is. She lets
Yeah.
people talk when they're ready to.
Yeah, indeed. Some people are not liking her too much. Oh, that's too bad. I kind of like her though. She's just different, I think. She's kind of quirky, but not like I like her now. I like I like this version of Princess now. The other one was just kind of annoying to me. So I like that they kept those things about her, like you said, her being attuned with things and noticing things, and I like that they kept those things, but like kind of let the loud mouth wild child die down a little bit. But I like her overall.
Mm, I know. I mean, like I said, I actually preferred her just completely out there,
Yeah.
loud and brash, and you know, her. She really tickled me.
Mm.
Um, but I am happy that they are bringing, because like the last one, when it was her and Eugene, that part of her really wasn't there. She was serious and kind of quiet, and I mean the circumstances were different, obviously, but it's good to know that they're not completely killing her spirit. Commonwealth.
I know, right? So I love this comment, and by Joyful Full First. How is Eugene getting these women? Can we give Aaron a boyfriend, please? Like honestly, if you look at the whole course of the show, Eugene's gotten women. Like he got with Rosita, didn't he? Or he
Well,
tried to. He tried
he
to.
tried to. I mean, she shot
Uh,
him down.
yes, but we know he got what's her face, Stephanie 1.0, because it was a setup.
Right,
So that
but
wasn't legit.
that didn't really count.
Uh,
Um, and I mean, Rosita at most. I mean, he was there as a God. I don't know. I just remember the baby chart he had in their living room. That's all I remember from that.
Mm.
The baby chart. Um, Splitting up everything between them and the two other, him, her, and the two other guys. But which just cracked me up. But I don't know. I mean, really, I don't. I think that there was one person he was with, but now I'm struggling to remember who she was.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, this is a good comment. You'll like this. Karina says that Paula, who is the actress that plays Princess, said on The Talking Dead, we'll see the old princess again. So I guess, little spoiler there.
All
Somehow
right,
she'll come back. Her
all
old
right.
personality will shine through again. Joy says Steph is better than me. Yeah, I wouldn't probably want to hook up with Eugene, like not even trying to be funny. I'd be like, no, there's not any job you can give me that would let me just do that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry,
You
not
know,
sorry.
I could be friends with Eugene. I've
Yeah.
had friends like Eugene. I'm not gonna lie. I've had friends like Eugene.
Mhm.
Um, Very smart, very socially awkward. Uh, Not really living quite in this world,
Mhm.
and so I could be good friends with Eugene. Okay, uh, but I could not date Eugene.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No. Oh, Cleo says, I think Eugene supposedly slept with Savior Laura. I don't remember. Maybe. I wouldn't
Well,
discount it. He had somebody at some point.
yeah, I'm trying to remember. I know that there was someone at some point, but yeah, it was a something.
Mm-hmm. Lord. Let's see. Crackhead Meemaw says, Eugene could be the last man in the zombie apocalypse to survive, and I still wouldn't be that desperate to get with him. No, thank you.
Okay, I'm with you, Mima. I mean,
Yeah.
again, I could be friends with him. I could be friends with him all day. All right. Um, and I wouldn't be a nice friend. I'm not gonna lie. I'm really mean to people that are my friends. Um, so I would be very mean to Eugene and keep
Yeah.
him in his place. But that would be it. I mean, I if he literally was the last man on Earth, I guess the human race had a good run. You know,
I know, because it's desert down there. Desert. That's what I'm saying.
we had a good run.
Yeah, bye
Yeah.
human race. See ya. That's funny. Oh, wait. So now they're saying that one scene with Laura was a deleted scene. Oh.
Mm.
Oh well. I don't think I wanted to see that anyway.
So, well,
Yeah.
then we need to talk real quick about oh crap, I just forgot her name.
Maggie?
No, not
No, we didn't
Maggie.
talk about
The
Maggie at
Well,
all.
yeah, but we need to talk about her too. But no, blonde. Uh Daryl's ex.
Daryl's ex. Oh, Leah. Lord.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're crazy, but okay. Here goes Lance. He giving somebody an offer. He want another person that's just gonna be out there killing for him, acting wild and
Yeah.
rowdy.
Well, and you can see all these guns that she has. He has to know where they came from. He
Mm-hmm.
has to have figured out, oh, I found the gun thief.
Yeah.
Um, and then she's shooting his soldiers, and he's like, I got a job offer for you. And it's nothing good.
Yeah.
Nothing good. And she's gonna take it.
She probably will. I
Oh,
just
she
want
is.
to know what she's been out there doing the whole time. Like just like by herself, just running around stealing things, just living and being angry or what? Like
I think living and being angry would probably be a good summation from what I've seen. I was wondering if she had picked up any of the additional people, but apparently not. It's just her. She's the only one there at that camp.
yeah.
I mean, she might have other people stashed somewhere else, but I'm beginning to think maybe not.
Yeah, Grimes Girl says, but what was she gonna do with all those guns all by herself? Exactly. Like you can only shoot one, well, maybe two guns. You can shoot two guns at a time. That's it.
Not well. Those high powered rifles. I mean, they have a
No.
hell of a kickback.
Look, who says she'll be hitting the target, but you can't shoot them?
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, I was really wondering if that's why I thought, well, if she hit this, the supply train, but then again, she may not have known what was in it. She might have thought it was food.
Oh, and then it ends up, oh, these are weapons. I'll just keep them kind of thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't surprise me if she went, it must be food or some. I She probably had no idea what was in there, but whatever it was enough to be considered valuable. And honestly, in the apocalypse, the valuable things are food, medicine, not necessarily drugs and guns. I mean, because guns have really become less important.
I do wonder, like, I just, okay, so was she always this vicious and brutal, like the way she's just slicing people necks open and doing stuff? Or did we just kind of see a nice, I mean, that she wasn't nice, right? When she was with that other group, she wasn't. But I
She
just don't
wasn't.
remember her being like this. Like she seems like she's elevated now. Like she's
Yeah. Well, I
gone,
mean,
you know what I mean?
if she's been on her own, I mean, she's lost everyone. She's lost her, the people that she has been with since the beginning of the apocalypse. Her
Mhm.
family, they're all gone now. She's it. So
Mhm.
she's angry. And if she's been in isolation, God only, I mean, people are not generally at their best when they're isolated,
Mhm.
especially when they start there in a bad place.
Hmm.
So, my and like I mean, it's very possible that maybe she does have people somewhere else, or she hit that supply train thinking that again it was food, it was um clothing, it was medicine, it was something that she could find useful. And guns are useful for her. Don't get me wrong, they really are. Um, but yeah, I don't think that that's what she was expecting.
Yeah, probably not. I don't know. I wonder. I just. Oh, I can't. I cannot help but think that she will. She would not kill Daryl. Like if the job was to take out, I don't know, the people at Hilltop, she probably would do it.
Oh yeah.
But if Daryl was hanging around Hilltop telling her stay away from here, maybe she wouldn't do it. I don't
I
know.
don't know. I mean, we know at this point she hates Maggie.
Yeah,
I mean, she hates Maggie. She's not real fond of Daryl right now either. But he did let her live.
he did. I wish Maggie had got her though. Unless they planned on doing something real unique and interesting with her character, then yeah, I'm down to see what happens. But it better not be lame. Don't make it lame. Like, because otherwise Maggie could have just killed her and we could just be done with this. And they could have
Hmm.
had some random person step in. Because honestly, we're so late in this series and we have so many new characters. I am surprised that we have so many new characters a little bit, but if that's what they want to do, I guess it is what it is. But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I am kind of curious what kind of job Lance would have for her.
I think it's gonna be one of those stealth. No one knows you're working for me. You're gonna be my assassin kind of
Yeah,
job.
I have a mercenary job for you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and something tells me it's going to be go kill Maggie, and she's going to be on it.
I
you know?
know, but what will he pay her with is the question because he's probably gonna offer her money and she's not gonna give two shits about money because she's not gonna want to join that community probably.
No, I'm pretty sure that he's got to have something else for her. And whoever he was planning on giving this particular job to, he probably has something else in mind because he knows he can't bring this person back to, the Commonwealth with him.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, again, money isn't going to do any good for anyone that isn't in the Commonwealth. It's the only place money is worth anything. Everywhere else is worthless.
Right. Oh, maybe he'll say Grimes Girl gave me the best idea. She says she'll kill Maggie for free. She will. He'll probably tell her you can have Hilltop if you kill Maggie. He probably will try to do something like that.
Well, I can see that. Get me Hilltop, and Hilltop is yours. Now,
Yeah.
if he did that, that would be something she would want.
Oh yeah, she would.
Uh huh.
Mm. Boo. I don't know. So, but we know that's not going to happen because
Oh,
you
I
know,
mean, he could give her that job. I don't think that she'll succeed. I know she won't succeed because
yeah,
we know that Maggie makes it.
right.
Um, but I could see him offering her that.
Yeah, and if there's a round two between the two of them, we know Leah's going down. She's going to be killed.
Yep. And Daryl's not going to be there to kill her or save her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And if he is, she don't care. She'll take her out anyway. She don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saving your ex-girlfriend. Forget about it.
Yeah.
She's, she killed all my people. Don't forget, like the Reapers came in there and took her place with her people.
Mm-hmm.
So she's got a reason to kill her.
Mm-hmm.
So bye, Leah. She's not gonna make it out the season. She's
No,
definitely gonna
she's not.
die.
Oh no, she is. I if she is one of the survivors, I would be shocked. I'm expecting her to be one of the dead.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah,
and I
definitely.
expect Lance to be one of the dead.
Oh, that would be nice. Or he could just be in jail crying, like,
No, I expect him to be
woohoo.
dead.
He has to
And
put himself in a situation where he could be killed.
yeah, I know, but I'm expecting before the season finale, or maybe at the season finale, before the very end of the season ends, um, he'll be dead, and I'm pretty sure. I don't know if Governor will, but her son will. I'm
Yeah, her
sure he'll.
son's definitely gonna bite it.
Oh yeah, he's gonna have a nasty, terrible death. I'm pretty sure, or
Like
either that, or they're gonna turn him into a walker.
he'll be eaten, or yeah, what if he's a walker, like that is like being used in training?
Yeah. Oh, that would be awesome.
Oh my god.
That would be great. I'd be all for that.
I know, like a little bit of,
Payback.
yes, a little bit of that, a little vengeance for you. Karma's a bitch, right?
It really is.
Let's see. What else was interesting? Do we need to talk about? I feel like we got everything we talked. Oh, Zeke and Carol, Ezekiel and Carol. So
Yeah.
we talked about them a little bit, but I must admit, when he apologized to her and they looking at each other, and she's like, "Oh, we not getting back together." He like, "Uh huh. I hear you
Uh huh.
saying something,
Yeah.
but."
Yeah. Well, you got. I mean, that's how their. That's kind of how their relationship started too.
Yeah.
She was out there in the middle of nowhere in that little house, and he kept coming around, and she's like, "Leave me alone."
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's not. That I mean, their relationship didn't start with googly eyes and flowers or anything. It was kind of a contentious beginning. So I mean, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't think they're gonna get back together. I don't think. Um, but
Yeah, they
it's good to.
probably, because we know what future shows are coming, but they're gonna leave on a good note though.
Oh yeah, I mean, and but I'm glad to see that the two of them. I mean, there was a time where Carol couldn't even look at him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and now they're there's a comfortability between the two of them that's really started to come back around again, and I'm happy to see that. I don't need them to get back together.
Yeah.
It's nice to see the two of them comfortable in each other's presence
They
now.
are honestly super cute. And it's like I feel like their relationship has just been a series of unfortunate events.
Yes,
Like, the timing's just never gonna be right again. How you just always care for that person, but they're not gonna probably be together officially again.
right. I mean, I can see
Hmm.
them be. I mean, there will never be a time that Carol will not be there for him if he needs her, or he will always be there for her if she needs him.
Hmm.
But I don't think they will ever. officially become a couple again.
They are those divorced parents that are constantly flirting with each other. You'd be like, "Oh my god, why'd you get divorced then?"
Yeah.
I've seen that in real world. It's not cute. I'm like, "Oh my god, why'd you get divorced?" Um,
Well, you know.
yeah. So Karina also mentions Tommy is on the drugs and alcohol. Yeah, we definitely know he's drinking a lot.
Hmm.
I would have been like, dude, are you sober enough to do this surgery?
Yeah. He is struggling. He is, and it's really sad to see because he was so happy as a baker. I
Yeah.
mean, look at how far he has fallen as he has climbed up the social ladder, I guess. He
Hmm.
didn't want to be a surgeon, and you can. I think part of what it is it's. I'm sure there is trauma from the end of before there was safety inside the Commonwealth. As a doctor, he would have been on the front lines of everything going down. Um, and I don't think he really wanted to be a doctor even pre-collapse. It was something he was doing, and he was so happy being a baker. He didn't, he's like, please God, don't tell them.
Yeah.
But they're not giving him a choice. They're like, no, you're a doctor, you are gonna be a doctor.
I
That's it. You
know.
don't have a choice. And he is not psychologically, he is not in a good place.
No, he's dangerous with a scalpel. I feel like you got someone who is doing drugs and drinking like a fish.
Hmm.
He has no business operating on anybody.
Well, and he's taking, I mean, every death, every setback, he's internalizing it. And again, I
Yeah.
think, I think he may have been a good doctor at one point, and he probably is still a good doctor, but he is not.
He's impaired. He's drunk.
Yeah, because he
Mistakes
doesn't want,
happen.
and he doesn't want to be a doctor. He does not want to be a doctor. He made that so clear when we were first introduced to him. Once he met, got back with his sister. Please God, don't tell me you told them. And then too late.
Yeah.
And
I do
since that.
agree. Look, I do agree with Joyful first comment. She says that maybe, I hope helping people in Zeke's underground clinic will give him hope, stability, and guidance. Yes, that might give
Hmm.
him a new purpose, and maybe that's what he was missing. He just didn't like how people in medicine always complain about like the industry, right, and how
Hmm.
bad things are, and they're no longer doing what they started out to do, which is helping people.
Right.
So maybe that's part of his problem.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't necessarily that he doesn't like surgery. It's maybe that
Well, I
he
mean, because this is very. I mean, they are very much rationing care.
yeah.
I mean, an appendicitis. Really? I mean, that's a low level surgery, honestly. Um, but if you don't get it, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
So the fact that they told us, that they're rationing medical care to that extent, to the point where only the wealthy are being medically taken care of. Everyone else is just dying. Um, I think that's the other part that hurts him. That he doesn't want to make these decisions. He wants to make the decisions based on medical need, not
Money.
money.
Yeah. But I do wonder though, like if he's actually killed anyone like in a malpractice kind of way, like you were intoxicated and you killed someone or you made a mistake and they died. They're kind of leaving it up to us.
Hmm.
He said he lost a patient. I mean, we're kind of taking it for granted that it was just an unfortunate thing and he lost a patient. But at the same time, they've been showing us off and on. He's drinking like a fish at the party. He's drinking
Yeah.
in his desk. Like, was that your mistake? Did you fuck up or was it an accident? Because you high as a kite. I mean, I would love to like hear a little bit more about that. Maybe in
Hmm.
his healing process, he'll share some things. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe we'll
Yeah.
actually find out what his problem is with medicine officially. Maybe
Hmm.
not. Who knows? They might
Well,
not
like I
give him
said,
enough
it's
screen time.
with Yeah, again, as the zombie apocalypse was starting, I mean, people were taking the sick to hospitals. That's why there were so few doctors left, is because the hospitals were the first true outbreak centers. Where
Mm-hmm.
people were dying left and right.
Yeah.
And if so, if him being, as a surgeon, him being exposed to that over and over again and trying to save people, and they didn't know what was going on, and all that uncertainty, and all that death and carnage, and you know terrible, that it would be shocking if he didn't have PTSD. And if pretty much everyone that was a doctor prior to, um they're all damaged. The only doctors, or the only medical people that aren't damaged, are the ones that started to learn how to become doctors after. you know
Definitely. I mean, I agree. They've all got a little PTSD going on, for sure. But I
well, I
don't
mean,
know.
think about, what's his name, Saeed, or not Saeed, I always call him Saeed, but I mean, he was truly damaged.
He was.
I don't think we've ever had a doctor on here that wasn't.
No, I mean they've seen a lot, right?
Yeah.
We know that, but the world still needs doctors.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. All right. I think we're at the end. What do you think, Lisa?
Oh yeah, I think we're done.
Okay. Well, it's been a great conversation. Thanks for joining us live, you guys. And if you're listening on the replay and you are here at the end of this episode, we appreciate you a lot for listening to the full episode. That definitely helps us out with the algorithm. So before you go, please hit that like button on whatever platform you're listening to us on. We would greatly appreciate that. And we'll be back here next week to talk about the part 2 mid-season finale, right?
Yeah.
All right. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.